Happy Thursday, everybody. Nice trade yesterday. Very big drop down here on major indices. S&P 500 was down 2.5%. Triple Q's Nasdaq was down 3.6%. Dow Jones was down more than 1%, and IWM was down more than 2%. And these were great opportunities to buy. I hope you took advantage of that. We'll talk about these. We'll talk about cycle analysis, where we are going from here. We'll review other indices, Nasdaq, Dow Jones, Russell. We'll review crypto, Bitcoin, Ethereum. We'll review commodities, and we'll wrap up with FANG stocks. Hit the like button, guys. Only takes 1 second to hit the thumbs up button. I would really appreciate that. All right, so here is a SPX chart. You can see here another gap down yesterday. So if I go to, let me go to 1 hour chart, I wanted to show you so you can see what I'm trying to talk. And if I go to auto, here you go. So you can see there are two gaps here, all right? So you can see if I want to draw a horizontal line, you can see a gap here, all right? Yellow line and a gap here, all right? Yellow line, all right? So, and if I go here, you can see there's also a gap down here. So let's try to mark it with the green line. So where we are right now, we are very close to that bottom gap. Okay, so we are right now, percentage wise from where we closed yesterday to now, 0.94% down. So that's the risk of buying yesterday, that it can still go 0.94% down. However, the reward is at the end, it will fill first gap, which is 2.26% away, and the second gap, which is almost 4.3% away. All right. So the risk reward favors going to the upside rather than downside. Now, you can wait for this gap to fill. This gap will fill eventually. Either it's going to pump right now from here and then come back later to fill, or it's going to go down now this week to fill this and then go higher. Okay, like I drew this white line, and exactly this is what's playing out, guys. You can see I did not change. Those who are watching my channel for a while, they know I did not change any of these arrows. Okay, these arrows were drawn probably maybe 3-4 weeks ago. So I was expecting a downdraft, okay, and I'm getting that. And I was thinking this gap will fill, and that's what this white line is mentioning, and I'm exactly getting that. So kudos to me, and because I need to appreciate myself, but this is great job. And focus on this yellow cycle, all right? So we are here, and this yellow cycle ends around 6th of August. So we are right now today around 25. So we have about a week to go. So I am taking an opportunity to buy it right now because you cannot trust stock market. Okay, you have to do what's best for you. I'm willing to hold. I'm willing to hold investment if it goes down 0.94% to fill this gap and then bounce. I'm fine with that because I'm not buying options. I'm just buying stocks, so I'm willing to hold. So, uh, but what if this is it? What if this is it and we're bouncing from here? Then I'm going to miss this massive run up. And on triple Qs, I will show you that run up is almost 7% gap fill. So I don't want to miss this gap fill for just 1% downside. So this is how we're going to trade. So anyhow, so what I'm trying to tell you is there is still this time, about a week left. So we'll see how it goes, but this cycle can always end couple of days earlier. All right. So, and it's never perfect. You can see here it was a perfect bottom, but here it came a couple of days later. So you can see it was supposed to be bottoming here on this day on 23rd of May, but it eventually happened on 31st, so a week later. So we could even bottom a week earlier. So this is just a guide. This doesn't need to be perfect. So do what's best for you, but this is a good opportunity for me to buy. And also if I draw EMA lines, wanted to show you here. You can see if I draw EMA lines and go to auto, we are sitting right on this support, 50 EMA and 50 SMA, yellow and red line, daily SMA, all right on this support. So you really want to buy here. And if I go to live market, which is MES, you can see we're already bouncing. This is live market, futures are up 0.02%, but we're getting a 7 count SPY signal here. So let's do side by side comparison now. Let's do a MES chart on the left side for day trading. Right side is for swing trading, and we are in a buy zone. This is where we want to buy. We touched the third line, which is very rare. Maybe like I've seen 5 to 10% times MES goes that deep pullback and touches the green line. This is very rare phenomenon, and that's what happened. And I bought it yesterday here. I'm expecting a pump. I'm expecting a pump from here to it's gonna go. This is a sell zone. It's starting from 55.50 and up. So I think there's a pump coming today, in my opinion. because this was a very deep pullback, so a pump will take it to here. All right, and on SPY, same thing here. It was a gap down, so the gap is now here around 552. Then second gap is around 563. So a pump here can at least take to fill the first gap, and then we'll decide if it's going to be, that's where 20 moving average is coming. That's where there will be resistance, and then there will be a decision if they want to come back to fill this gap first, or they want to keep going higher and then come back later to fill this gap. We don't know. So it's always in a bull market, always good to buy dips, because the safest option is buying the dip instead of shorting the top. All right, and that's what we did here. MNQ, Nasdaq. All right, so Nasdaq is again, it's the weakest. On triple Qs, there was a gap here. You can see this gap here. That gap is filled. All right, so they had to fill that gap, and it eventually went below that. And on triple Qs, Nasdaq, we had a correction since top to the bottom around 8.5%. All right, so that's a nice correction in a bull market. Last time we got this correction on Nasdaq, it was from top to the bottom, was around same thing, 8.2%. Same correction, guys. We got same correction in a bull market. This is the opportunity you want to buy. You're getting a price of right now, which was around May time frame. All right, so this whole run up, this whole build run up, it's all gone in one day, and not one day, I will say maybe a week, and you're getting a price of May. So you will be really stupid to not buy it right now. All right, in my opinion, this is like the opportunity of the lifetime here for a massive bull run. And from here to the top, gap fills 7% away. All right, so if you buy 3x ETF, that's more than 24%, like FNGU, SOXL, QLD. And I bought these. I bought these yesterday, and you can see already it's up pre-market. So anyhow, okay, so let's do side-by-side comparison on Nasdaq, and you can see MNQ. In the buy zone, same story, looking for a bounce here. Dow Jones is also on the support near buy zone, looking for a bounce, and Russell, same thing, already bouncing Russell up pretty strong compared to other indices, already in the neutral zone right now. Bitcoin, let's review Bitcoin here. I wanted to show you Bitcoin is in the buy zone. First of all, green line is where we buy, red line is where we sell. And you can see BTC futures. I wanted to show you, I released a short video yesterday. There is this big gap. Okay, guys, this gap will be filled at some point. So from where we are right now, if we get a dump, that's like 10% away. All right, so this is gonna come. I don't know when this is gonna come. Just be careful about that dump. Just wanted to share that with you. And on Ethereum, that gap is almost about to fill. You can see Ethereum, they're finally trying to fill this gap, 5.8% down, so they have to fill this gap. So okay, so that's good. So that's around 31.31, and if they break that, then the next gap is around 28.110. All right, so everything is working out as I was expecting. On Bitcoin, green line is about to cross red line. Maybe it will take a couple of days, we'll see. So I think Bitcoin already formed a top, going lower to fill that gap at first here. 58 and then 47 and 48k and then eventually 40k. In my opinion, we'll see how it goes. Ethereum is here. Ethereum is also in the buy zone, and but also in 200 EMA and SMA support, but I told you the levels which you have to keep an eye on. Hang Seng Index, China is, let's see, very close to the gap here. You can see again, this gap is not drawn today, guys. This is like drawn many weeks or a month ago. All right, so you can see this exactly when this gap happened around 24 April. I drew this gap fill, and now eventually they gave everything down to fill this gap. So this is how these gaps work. The power of gap, you can see, and now you're getting a price of where you're getting a price of here around October 2022. So China is really weak for some reason, and anyhow, but it's eventually filling the gap and it's near the buy zone. So I do expect a bounce on Chinese stock very soon. Um, so I think Alibaba and Baidu should be in the buy zone. You can see here Baba is down, Baidu is down, but I'm not going to go into that. Gold is now in the buy zone again. Rejection from here, new high, holding the support 50 EM and SMA. So everything is okay so far in the buy zone on day trading chart. Okay, nothing much to say here. Silver is also in the buy zone. You can see, wow, nice dump on silver finally. Bear flag and dumping. The next support could be here around 24 bucks. Okay, so looks like it wants to go there. Copper is bouncing from the buy zone finally on finding support on this 200 EMA. Crude oil is also bouncing from the buy zone, trying to bounce here. Natural gas is looking a little weaker. Did not fill this gap around 2.13. Maybe it's going down first now to fill this gap at around 1.95 right now in the middle of both gaps. But on a day trading chart in the buy zone, palladium is also going towards buy zone. Rejection here on this 10 moving average green line. Soybeans is bouncing from the buy zone. Sugar is also nice bounce from the buy zone. Nice bounce here. You can see divergences, and sugar is not going anywhere because we all want to eat sugar. Wheat, you can see here, wheat is going towards buy zone. Corn, corn is also bouncing from here. All right, so let's keep moving to FANG stocks. Tesla was down almost 12%, more than 12% yesterday, bouncing. Now there was a gap fill. They did it pre-market, so let's see. There was a gap around 212. Maybe they will fill this at some point and then bounce. We'll see. There's a nice gap here that had to be filled, and it's coming back to that gap fill. Let's see. It's also this rising 50 EMA. If it can find support, it can still bounce from here. Apple is also in the buy zone, bouncing. Amazon is, I think all these tech stocks were in the buy zone, bouncing from the buy zone. Netflix also, Netflix was the strongest, did not sell off too much because it had good earnings. Right now in the neutral zone. Google is also in the buy zone. Meta, Facebook is also in the buy zone. Microsoft is in the buy zone. Snowflakes is also in the buy zone. NVDA is also in the buy zone. All right, guys, that's it for today. If there are any stocks you want me to review, put a comment, and I will review it for you in the description of this video. And let's wrap it up with VIX. Here you go. VIX is also right now right in front of resistance. I think VIX is going to fail here, and that's going to help S&P 500 bounce. And that's my opinion. We'll see how it goes. All right, guys, hit the like button on your way out, and I'll see you later.